Hello, my loves. It's so good to see you again. Thank you for joining me. We're going to do a part two today of some of the things I learned while I was in Alaska, studying with Esther Hicks as she channels the group of entities known as Abraham. And these entities are what some might call otherworldly or supernatural, or in the case of the entities that I work with, they kind of refer to themselves collectively as interplanetary, meaning they don't come from any specific planet, including Earth. So it was an incredible experience that I feel so blessed and grateful and honored to have been to. And in addition, as you may remember from the last live I did about Abraham, they called me up on stage and answered some questions I had about channeling. And that has significantly, that and the work I've done since has significantly up-leveled my own connection to my counsel, as it were. So in the future, expect that I'm going to start sharing with you some of my own channeling work, and whether I do that in audio form, some of the recordings I have, or perhaps I will start videotaping it, or maybe just give you transcripts. I'm not really sure. So put in the comments how you would like to see that. Right now, it's recorded. So anywho, I'm just going to jump straight in to more of my notes from the workshop and kind of describe them as I share with you all. So, the backstory of what I'm about to describe is in reference to something that Abraham referred to as marbles. We all have, as human beings, our own bag of marbles. And in this bag is all these little parts of us, right? These thoughts that we have, these belief systems that we have, these connections that we have. Basically, everything that I would call is what in our reality tunnel. So everything we've come to think and believe about being human in this experience. And some of these marbles really matter to us, right? So, and some of these marbles are our fears, our anxieties. So, anyways, everybody has these marbles, and she talks about that the fact that we try so hard to get our marbles to match. It matters so much for us to feel understood. So, this means that oftentimes when we're trying to connect with someone, it becomes so important to us that they understand what we're saying, or that they agree with us, they validate us, because what we're trying to do is match our marbles. Like, how many marbles in your bag are like my bag? So get over caring about someone not ready to get it or not getting it. Meaning, stop worrying about what other people think of you. Stop worrying about what they think of what you believe or what you value. It's not important that they agree. It's just not. They have their own marbles. Your inner being, right? Your connection to creator, your connection to source, your higher self, whatever it is you call it. You and you have a lovely relationship. You can also have a good relationship with others to the extent that your marbles already match. Because I'm sure you have people in your life that you're like, ah, they get me. They're my tribe. I know I do. I'm very blessed. So stop worrying about what other people think about you. Stop trying to convince them that you're right. Stop trying to get them to agree, and stop trying to get understood. We can just love, right? Okay. Understand what you are attracting from others. So, the more we understand ourselves, the more we can understand why the people in our lives are in our lives. Have you ever heard the phrase, if you want to know what you're thinking about, look at your life? It's incredibly true. And the best thing we can do for anyone in our life is to know ourselves better. Because by knowing ourselves truly, we can begin to see the belief systems that we've held and how that has prevented us from being more open to possibility. So, when you are in vibrational alignment with Source, you're lighting up the best of others. So when you're connected to your higher self, your higher guides, your personal connection with all that is, that's lighting it up for other people. You don't have to match marbles. You don't have to understand them. They don't have to understand you. That is going to increase the joy in their life by your light that shines from your connection. You are a lover. And when you're not loving, it feels terrible. And this reminds me of something I recently channeled for somebody where my counsel said everything in the, I would say universe, but greater than that, is run by love. And everything that hurts is like looking at these gears that are running everything and sticking our hands in them and going, oh, ow, see? Oh, look, it hurts. And my counsel's like, take your hand out, please. It doesn't have to. So when we are not feeling love for self, for others, that's really when everything sucks. That's really when everything feels so bad, right? Get into the rhythm of now what? So when things are going on in your life where you are perceiving them as positive, or maybe you're perceiving them as negative, just ask, now what? If it's a negative or less than pleasing thing, then release it. Now what? If it's a positive thing, open up to it. Now what? Right? You can't get it wrong, and it can't ever be done. So when you say that to a doer like me, because I've always said, do all the things, right? It's like my most pleasurable state is the doing of things, which I don't recommend, okay? Because it's really the being that is the healing. But I love that you can't get it wrong and you'll never get it done. So just chill the fuck out. Every day, write a list of easy matches to your desire. So what they're referring to there is when you have this desire, this passion, this goal, this imagination, every day write down things in your life that are easy matches to it. Because sometimes what happens is we get these visions of what we want in our future, and then we spend all this time staring at the gap. But I don't have that, but I don't know how I'm going to get that. I don't see where that's going to happen. And instead, what if you were to write down every day everything in your life that actually was a match to that? You know, maybe you want abundance, but in your mind, that abundance is financial. I want more money. We talk about money a lot, right? But what if you looked at all the other things you're abundant in that you love, right? Like maybe you're abundant in healthy relationships, or maybe you're abundant in the food in your fridge. Maybe you're abundant in the happiness that you allow yourself. So there's other ways that we can see how we're drawing to us and opening up to what it is we desire. Turn opinion to intention and choose the best feeling one. So watching out for your belief systems, watching out for your opinions. Oh, they're shitty sometimes, right? We hold on to things that are incredibly painful to hold on to. So what this means is instead of having an opinion about something, like this is bad, I don't like this, make an intention. Like instead of going, oh my God, I hate my job, think to yourself, which by the way, I love my job. Think to yourself, you know what? Here's my intentions about what I'm going to do for a living. Here's my intentions about how I'm going to find the career path that really moves me. And if I can pause for just a moment, I don't know that I'm live. So if anyone can see me, can you please tell me? Just thumbs up, hi, or something. I hope I'm live. If but I can't really tell. I don't see anyone on, but yet it says that I am live. So just keep going. I'll just keep going. But if you are on here and you can see me, I would love it if you would leave a comment or something. That would be great. Okay. Path of least resistance is fine, but the path of most allowance is what we came here to live. The universe knows what you want. So kind of think about the path of least resistance is more of, so I'm not really getting in my own way, versus the path of most allowance is not letting anything get in the way of what it is you want. Just enjoy this kind of open space. There will always be something that hasn't manifested yet. And I love that. There's always going to be something that hasn't shown up for you yet, that is on its way already. So don't get in your own way. Don't start thinking and imagining and fearing about all the things that haven't happened, because they're coming. Just leave it be. Just leave it be. You know, it's kind of like walking to the top story of a building, right? Standing on the roof of this high building and shouting up to the universe, I want blah. I'm ready for blah. And the universe is like, you got it. It's on its way. And so you wait up there and you're like, well, it's been a few minutes, a few hours, maybe a few days. I guess I'm just not going to get it. And you start walking down the stories, lower and lower. And of course, because the law of attraction, the universe gives you what you want, what you think about, what you feel about, what you bring about. When it arrives, you're no longer on the roof. You're like, see, it doesn't work. So stay on that energetic roof. Stay in the space of life is always working out for me. Everything I want is already on its way. Okay. Like a buffet, just choose what you prefer. If it doesn't taste like you hoped, then don't choose it again. So when things come up to you in your life, think of it like a big buffet. Pick those things that you love, that make you happy. Follow your joy. And if something occurs that you're like, yeah, I wish I wouldn't have eaten that, don't choose it next time. That's all right, right? You can't know all the time whether or not you're going to like the taste of something. And as Spirit has said, we're here for experiences. So Spirit's going to give you, Source is going to give you, you are going to give you experiences, positive or negative, so you are living, right? If you never had a feeling about anything, you would never move. You'd just be a lump. And we didn't come here to be lumps. We came here to be gods. You cannot think your way out of a problem. I love that. I like to say, no one's ever ruminated enough on what's miserable in their life to make it better, right? When you're used to things working out, they do. I mean, you could say psychologically, confirmation bias. We bring about what we think about, or we see those things that resonate or match with our belief systems and desires. So spiritually, when you're used to things working out, they do. Things are always working out for me. When you are used to things not working out, they don't. So same thing goes. And I'm sure there's been times in your life, if you're not actually doing it now, or people that you know in your life who are naysayers, curmudgeons, people who really want to talk about how crappy everything is and how, of course, that didn't work out. Of course, they didn't call back. Of course, they fucked it up. Of course, they didn't get what they expected. And when I hear people talk like this, it just hurts my heart. Because I'm like, oh, that's a thing. That's an experience you're having. That doesn't sound fun. I know that cognitively you don't want it. I wish you'd stop manifesting it. And yet, you know, we're all here to have our own experiences. So Okay, this is me writing about a dream. Didn't know that was in there. What time is it? And again, I still don't even know if I'm live. Oh, it's 5:45. Okay, well, I have more. I have lots more. So I guess we're going to do a part 3. And if this didn't go live, then hopefully you will show up for part 3, or when this posts in the group, you'll be able to see it then. Okay. Well, I love you all. I have no comments to read. I'm here. It's cold and alone. And I just adore you. So thanks for joining me if you did. Until I see you next Monday, take care of yourself for me. Okay. Bye.